Yeah. Glitch the guarantee. E&E. Put your boy shit. Glitch, nigga. Shit, I'm about to flood the streets like when the levees break. Criminal minds, my Garcia can navigate. Flowing while I'm blowing this gas. Nigga, no breaks. Niggas not seeing me ever. I mean, no dates. Fuck around and end up gone. You getting misplaced. E&E, the shit that I claim. You dealing with grace. Took over the game by storm like Rain's mixtape. Thankfully, I've been up in smoke like my mixtape. Counting cheddar shit, I'm about to make a grilled cheese. Niggas be faker than bad bitches with good weeds. On my John Wick shit like Keanu Reeves. Replacements won't be enough, you need the whole team. I've been a G since I could finish my ABCs. Kept it a buck so real niggas look up to me. This butcher boy shit get crazy when it's sick of me. I'm coughing out these dope bars till they sick of me.
Can't get rid of me, still can't find a remedy. Still blowing palmers, if it comes to Hennessy. E&E, we own our shit independently. When I go out on a limb, I take extremities. I can see right through on transparency. Heard their self-esteem low, insecurities. Now or never, like glitch the guarantee. What's the recipe? King L's Reflection 3. All these chapters in my life, you can turn the page. Books can't tell you my story, gotta live a day. Glitch got my back, yeah, you can copy that. Man, we control the seat, you can copy that. Leave your whole state red like Republicans. Putting fire on the track, now it's bubbling. Butcher boys, E&E, you in trouble, kid. At first 100 mil, you can double it.
Let's go, let's go. All the hustlers getting money, let it show. Let it show. Automatic nigga, how we get the dough. Get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Gotta go. Butcher boy shit, nigga, let's go. Let's go. All the hustlers getting money, let it show. Let it show. It's automatic nigga, how we get the dough. Get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Gotta go. Butcher boy shit, nigga, let's go.
Blow sick, corona, jealous in the motherfucker. Can't even take a step, that's how far I trust you. This black boy turned to shining king under pressure. West side bad jacks, I took more than measure. Shave the extras, that's business. Starter feed, street blues, what I talk, royal blood flowing free. Power on my mind, knows the gang is kind. Read between the lines, it was in my eye. If they ain't got real lines, it ain't hard to spot a counterfeit. Undefeated ultras, real firm gully mountain shit. Couple hot shots, turn on the frozen margaritas. Even better when it's served with some flawless features. Next year they gotta pay for these flawless features. Flawless victories from the flaws that they teach us. Now my flow imitate how I board the plane non-stop. The little J gon' take over with my time side.
Yeah, I get right to it. My nigga, we beg your pardon. We putting niggas back in boxes. Yeah, they be harder. My flow be retarded. Sick, I need hella help. My groove came back. This must be how Stella felt. We just started kicking it like a yellow belt. We all made it to the pros. This is how LaMelo felt. You better yell out help. Here comes the double team. You catch me in the spot, then you know that the boy is clean. The Louis V look mean with the magazine. So if you try it, you get shot. No vaccine. If you asleep before I came, then I'm the caffeine. I pull the jokers out the deck. Get her ain't no laughing. In CEO fashion, we sticking to the business. Wouldn't even let a vegan knock me off my chicken. Something about the VBS when the sun is hitting. Should be flashing like the lights when you getting
Let's
tickets.
go, let's go. All the hustlers getting money, let it show. Let it show. It's automatic, nigga, how we get the dough. Get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go. Let's go. All the hustlers getting money, let it show. Let it show. It's automatic, nigga, how we get the dough. Get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go.
Yeah. I already know we back at it, man. We back. We did. We definitely back at it. Top 10.
Yeah.
You in Agenda 2030. We almost done with this series.
Guarantee.
We got 3 more to go.
Me.
Yeah.
2020 got me seeing so clear.
Let's start the page, man.
Put your boy shit.
Ain't nobody breaking this thing down to y'all like this.
Like, Glitch.
Very important.
We cool, nigga.
All right. Top 10 walk with us, man.
Boogie Major.
We on the rise now. Middle fingers in the sky now. Roll ahead.
Tap in with us, man. You did. You already know what it is, man. It's your brethren, your brother, Virgil Berry, man. Stacks with the facts. You did. And we here, man. We gonna get to it. We're gonna do it like we used to it. And ain't nothing to it but to do it. You hear me? Or whatever I'll be saying. How y'all doing this evening, man? We had a fire show earlier. I just dropped the pre-recorded and I did a short. I'm telling y'all, man, if y'all got Speedway in y'all city, y'all state, y'all go to Speedway and get y'all one of these $6 spicy deluxe joints. I'm telling you to change your life, man. The best $6 you ever spent in your life. You did. Slaps. Throw a little bit of that Parmesan seasoning on there. That Parmesan garlic seasoning on there. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, man. Go to Speedway, man, and y'all go ahead and sit up there and you know. What's good with y'all, man? Y'all already know what it is. We here, man. We in the building. It's Monday night. We wrapping up this series. You know what I'm saying? The UN agenda. United Nations UN Agenda 2030 for global sustainability. You did. We on goal number, sustainable development goal number 14. Right? Let me pull it up for y'all, man. I'm gonna pull it up on the screen for y'all. Tap in, walk with us, man. Smash that like button and all of that. Click on the bell, subscribe to the page. You understand? Tonight we discussing, right? Sustainable development goal number 14. Right? Which is life below water. Mm-hmm. Now, why is the United Nations concerned with life below water? Any of y'all got an idea? Huh? Tap in, walk with us, man. Now, remember when I talked to y'all about primary water, right? This coincides with that. You feel me? Huh? What y'all know about UN Agenda 20 for 2030? UN Agenda 2030 for global sustainability, right? Sustainable development goal number 13, or should I say 14? Life below water. Pops in the building. What's good with you, Pops? We got Pops tapping in with us. That's what's up. That's always a pleasure. That's always an honor and a privilege to have my Pops in attendance. You know what I'm talking about? It's a beautiful thing, man. You did? It's a truly beautiful thing. You know what I'm talking about? Truly beautiful. Truly beautiful. Shout out to my Pops. Shout out to my Pops. If your Pops is still here, give him a call and go have a beer with him. You know what I'm talking about? Something like that. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad to still have my Pops with me. You understand me? It's a beautiful thing. Last night's show, powerful. You feel me? We sat up there and broke that damn thing down. You dig me? You hear me? You know what I'm talking about? Right? Now, I know a lot of y'all, you know what I'm saying, wasn't aware of these sustainable development goals probably until I started talking about it. But, you know, a lot of people have been sending me emails, you know what I'm saying? And I just want to tell y'all, man, I appreciate y'all. You understand me? I appreciate y'all just for tapping in and supporting, you know what I'm saying? I got emails saying, man, I'm glad you're talking about this. I had no idea this was going on. I'm doing my research. And, you know, I just want y'all to look into it for yourself, man. You know, I'm not the only person in the world that knows about UN Agenda 2030, but I might be the only person that you know or came across or be privy to is talking about it. So each one teach one, right? This is a huge global effort. No governments have sanctioned this with their people, you know, and through nefarious legislative processes, our so-called politicians have sold us out to the United Nations for money, right? And made us party to treaties that we didn't agree to. Like I say, Section 2, Clause 2 of the U.S. Constitution has been fully usurped. You feel me? That's the section in the Constitution about treaties, concerning treaties. Mm-hmm. I reference certain things just to let y'all know that I know what I'm talking about. Right? The United Nations Charter is a direct violation of Section 2, Clause 2 of the United States Constitution of America, or of the United States, or should I say for the United States. Now we're under the jurisdiction of the U.S. Constitution of the United States. I need y'all to understand the difference. You hear me? But, you know, we're going to see, right? Tap in and walk with us. You did. Tap in and walk with us. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, man. I'm going to break this thing down like I always do. You know what I'm saying? It's an honor and a privilege and a pleasure to do it. You know, I know, like I said, I know a lot of y'all haven't heard of this, but this is why I'm here doing what I'm doing, man, breaking this damn thing down. You know what I'm talking about?
Everyone deserves to live in a world where all life that exists below water, from the smallest mollusk in the smallest stream to the largest blue whale in the vastest ocean, is able to live in clean, healthy waters. The plants and animals that live in the water are important for all life on Earth. Plankton, the tiny life forms that call our oceans home, play a big part in keeping Earth's atmosphere healthy. They generate lots of oxygen, which makes up the air we breathe and the water we drink. 3 billion people, almost half the planet, rely on fish for food. And the omega-3 oils contained in some fish are also great for our bodies. They keep our blood pressure in check and help our hearts stay healthy. But life below water is under threat. Overfishing is putting some species of fish at risk of extinction. Garbage is polluting the oceans, making them dangerous places for fish and marine mammals to live. And climate change is making the sea hotter, so coral reefs, where many species of fish live, cannot survive. But progress is being made to protect and restore life below water. The Australian government created the world's largest marine safe zone, where it's illegal to fish, giving endangered species the chance to repopulate. Communities are volunteering to clean up beaches that are littered with harmful trash. And innovators are creating new inventions like the sea bin, a huge bucket that sucks in oil discharged from boats. Keeping the Earth's oceans and waterways clean is important so that all life can thrive. And we all have a role to play.
I'm trying to tell y'all better pay attention to this stuff, man. So they're trying to convince us that we need to come under the jurisdiction of the United Nations and what they feel is responsible interaction with the ocean, right? Tap in, man. Now notice what they're saying. Pay attention to what they're saying.
Conserve and sustainably use the oceans, seas, and marine resources for sustainable development. The sea isn't just that paradise where we can get lost and rest. Oceans and seas regulate climate, produce oxygen, and give us food. Moreover, they generate employment for more than 200 million people. They are fundamental to counteract climate change, absorbing 30% of the CO2 we produce. However, pollution and destruction of its habitat damage submarine life and our own. and the increase of climate disasters is directly related. We have to stop it. Afroz Shah started one day and hasn't stopped until he created a revolution. This young lawyer of Mumbai acquired a house on a beach that he found filled with waste. He wanted to act decisively, and he encouraged his 84-year-old neighbor to clean and shared his work in social media. A multitude of volunteers, from students to Bollywood stars, united for the cause. Until now, more than 4,000 tons of waste have been taken from the 2.5 kilometers of beach. What started as a small action has saved a part of the ecosystem. In 2016, Shah was named Champion of the Earth, Inspiration and Action. Do you want to start your own little revolution? 1. Reduce as much as possible the use of toxic substances, plastics, and non-biodegradable materials at home and at work. Eliminate the use of plastic bags by using fabric bags. 2. Never buy forbidden products such as coral jewelry, shells, or products derived from sharks. 3. On the beach, pick up your waste. Educate your children and organize cleaning excursions. 4. Shop for safe and sustainable fish products. Avoid species in danger of extinction, such as red tuna, or those captured with methods such as drag fishing. 5. Practice aquatic sports such as scuba diving, kayaking, submarine fishing, or surfing in a responsible way, and always take care of the environment. The ocean wouldn't be the ocean without all the drops that create it. Let's unite our forces.
UN Agenda 2030 for global sustainability, y'all. Right? Now, under the guise of threats to the environment and the climate, mind you, there's nothing we could possibly do as humans by our normal everyday human activity. There's nothing we could possibly do to change the climate. Right? The temperatures in the ocean, they're actually lowering and decreasing. I want y'all to understand that these people have the ability to manipulate the weather. Right? And through the irradiation of the atmosphere, specifically the ionosphere, they have created a network of frequency-inducing software and hardware. Some of y'all may have known or heard of it as HAARP, High Frequency Auroral Active Research Program. Right? This is where they literally shoot frequencies into the ionosphere and harness the electromagnetic power of the ionosphere, which gives them the ability to manipulate the currents in the ocean. Not only that, but to manipulate the movement of the Earth's plates. Right? How do they do this? People ask me this all the time. How do they do that? How is it possible? Well, if you can tap into the Earth's magnetic field, right, and you can somehow manipulate it, then you can get access to control of the weather patterns on this planet, because through the Earth's magnetic field is how all climate and or weather is regulated on Earth. There's nothing you can do to the environment. There's not an amount of trash you could put in the ocean to change the trajectory of the conveyor belt system of the currents. Likewise, in the sky. Same goes for Earth plates, or what is known as plate tectonics. I want y'all to know that, man. So when they're talking about life below water and preserving it, there's some things that they're leaving out, right? If we rely on the ocean for food, if we rely on the ocean for food, what? It's there. Right? Almost half of the world's population relies on food from the ocean. Right? Like around 3 billion people. 200 million people rely on the ocean as a source of income. So they have to preserve it, right? They saying that all the trash that we put in the ocean is affecting the climate. And they saying that all the pollution we put in the air with our cars and our trucks and our boat and whatever, we're polluting the atmosphere and putting too much CO2 in the atmosphere as if CO2 is a bad thing. CO2 is the gas of life. Without CO2 on planet Earth, life on planet Earth would cease to exist. We breathe it out, plants breathe it in. They breathe out oxygen, we take in the oxygen, we breathe out carbon, they breathe in the carbon. It's a symbiotic system, if you would, but an equilibratory symbiotic system in fairness and balance, right? What y'all know about SDG 14, man? I see my nigga G's been tapping in lately, man. That's what's up, cuz, man. What you doing this Saturday, man? Oh, nah, not this Saturday, because I got something I'm going to be doing this Saturday. We're going to have to get together and have that conversation, man, so y'all can know, you know what I'm saying, how wild this dude John Woodruff used to be, man. You know what I'm saying? That sounds like the name of a pretty clean-cut guy, you know what I'm saying, a pretty you know what I'm saying, decent guy. And I'm not saying he's not that, but, you know what I'm talking about, we got to have a discussion and talk about that, man. You did? Life below water, man. It's the reason why they talking about that. Why they're trying to talk about preserving life below water, man. You hear me? Oh, it's a lot of stuff to it. You understand me? Right? We got 3 more left, y'all. Life below water. This is where we at right here, man.
All right, so in this clip, I will be talking about Sustainable Development Goal number 14. It can be seen perhaps on the surface as a challenging goal for business to make sense of, or business school students to make sense of, but actually, I hope to be able to show that there are a lot of linkages to...
Right, they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They got 10 subset goals within this one, right? Reduce marine pollution. Man, y'all better pay attention to this stuff, man.
Business activity and also relevance for business school students to engage and understand deeper the meaning of the Sustainable Development Goal, its targets, and its indicators. Globally, the marine and coastal resources are very important for industry. It has been estimated that $3 trillion, or about 5% of the global GDP, can be traced to marine ecosystems as such.
He was about to say maritime. See, sometimes these people slip up, man. He was definitely about to say maritime, but he corrected himself and said marine. You did. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page. You know what I'm talking about? Sharing your social engineering. Listen here, man. Sustainable Development Goal number 14, life below water. What exactly do they mean by sustaining life below water? Right? Let's go.
And fisheries, for example, employ almost 200 million people around the world. So it's a very important source of economic activity. We'll be going through a little bit of what kind of challenges, and perhaps also a little bit on what kind of innovative activities we see around the world related to SDG 14.
Reduce marine pollution.
The first target says that by 2025, we should prevent and significantly.
All right. By 2025, prevent and significantly reduce marine pollution of all kinds, in particular from land-based activities, including marine debris and nutrient pollution. All right. Nutrient pollution. Wonder what that means. Let's go.
Reduce marine pollution of all kinds. I think one example, and one very striking example of the kind of marine pollution challenges that mankind faces today is the example of the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, which is basically an island the size of Texas or larger of plastic debris floating around in the Pacific Ocean. But at the same time, as we see...
Did y'all know that, man? Did y'all know that there was a island of trash the size of Texas, allegedly? All right. This is an island of trash the size of Texas. That's crazy. What y'all know about that, man? The GP covers an estimated surface area of 1.6 million square kilometers, an area twice the size of Texas or 3 times the size of France. Wow. Not trash islands. I'm trying to get an aerial shot of this joint. This is terrible, man. I didn't even know about this. How many of y'all knew about this? The massive island of floating trash, man. How many of y'all hip to this? OG, what up, man? You know what I'm saying? We got my brother OG in the building tapping in. You did? Put 11 in the chat if y'all know about the Pacific Island garbage island, Pacific Ocean garbage island that's down there the size of Texas. Oh no, I gotta go check into this real quick. Hold on, is this actually a thing? Excuse me. Wow, I guess this is a real thing. Great Pacific Garbage Patch. I guess this is a real thing. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch. This is crazy. I didn't even know this was a thing. This is terrible. This is horrible, man. We definitely destroying the environment. That's a fact. You hear me? But none of this will ever have an effect on the climate, though. I guess this is what they talking about, man. That's pretty trifling, man. That's some trifling shit. You gotta say that. It's trifling as hell. This big dumbass island just full of trash and shit. It's terrible. All right. So just imagine what this is doing to the ocean. You know, it's crazy, right? Now, when they're talking about life below water, y'all, I want y'all to understand that there's stuff going on in that ocean that we couldn't even imagine, right? And they're coming up with all type of global legislation to prevent us from basically going in the oceans. And they're hitting us with, stuff like this, which, could be exaggerated, but maybe it's not, and then, so we got the wastewater treatment plants all over the damn world. You understand what I'm saying? All being done to not only prevent us from going into the water, but also prevent us from having access to not just surface water, right? I told y'all about primary water. Y'all remember I told y'all about primary water? So we're going to always have an overabundance of everything. There are species of fish that we don't even know about, right? And then you got to think about, as in relation to life below water, then you have to correlate that into the genetic modification of our food. They're already 3D printing chicken from cultured cells of chickens, 3D printing it. Huh? You think the seafood industry is exempt? He said, "Don't start me lying, son. I didn't know man is just tearing up the planet above and under. It's crazy. Yeah, Pops, man. Destroying the earth, man. Utterly destroying it, man. But it's a lot of nefarious reasons why that's going on, though, man. For real, man. The oceans is really the final frontier, for real, man. They don't want us to know that them portals down there at the ocean, they don't want us to go see what's up with them, man. They don't want us to run into none of these they don't want us to discover none of these underwater cities or nothing like that. Yeah, y'all ain't ready for that part of the conversation, man. Right? They don't want us to know nothing about them underwater cities and bases they got underneath there and stuff. You know what I'm talking about? But think about the genetic modification of our food supply, especially the seafood industry, which is a huge, huge industry globally. Most people live in coastal cities around the planet. So if you look at cities on the coast, they are the most populated. Anywhere in the world you go, right? And those huge populations thrive off of their commercializing, corporatizing, if you would, industrializing of the ocean, right? There's whole economies surrounded around their oceans, coastal activity. Countries like Iceland, any island countries, right? And in order for it to establish a united global structure, right, you have to have all seemingly independent countries of the world on board following the same protocol when it comes to life below water. This is a hostile takeover, y'all, man. Y'all ain't even peeping the game, man. Who runs the United Nations? Who started the United Nations? Started off as the League of Nations back in the day. Then it became the United Nations, right? Who started the United Nations? Who funded it? Who founded it, right? And through their offshoots like UNICEF and UNESCO, they've been able to infiltrate all the school systems around the world and all the ecosystems too. So now we get the climate action and resilience plans. This falls in line with the climate action and resilience plans. Life below water, right? Y'all understand how all this stuff is connected, man, right? Let's go, man. Not a big island of trash, man. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Mounting challenges, we also see new innovative approaches in terms of how should we be cleaning up these kinds of marine pollution. And a very good example of this is the Dutch initiative Ocean Cleanup Foundation with its founder Boyan Slat, who has been creating a very innovative product or solution of how to clean up these plastic.
They picked the wrong guy, you hear me, to break that down. You know what I'm talking about? They picked the wrong guy to break that down.
Did you know that by 2015 there will be more plastic than fish in the oceans if we continue polluting at this current pace? Ocean acidification, overfishing, and dog plastic dumping are causing the biodiversity in the world's water to drop at an alarming rate. SDG 14 is dedicated to conserve and sustainably use the oceans, the seas, and marine resources. My name is Emanuele Canino, and I'm a student of Innovation Management at the Rotterdam School of Management.
The Rotterdam School of Management. What y'all know about the Rotterdam School of Management? Y'all better do some research into that school, man.
Erasmus University. As ambassador of SDG 14, Life Below Water, I will introduce you to this goal. Conserving sea life is crucial because the oceans are the largest ecosystem on Earth. Oceans generate half of the oxygen we breathe, and they contain more than 97% of the world's water. They also provide 1/6 of all animal protein we consume. Healthy oceans act as carbon absorbers and help fight climate change.
They keep saying climate change, climate change, climate change, y'all. Listen. There's nothing we can do to affect the climate, us as humans. No human activity that we're doing on a day-to-day basis is affecting the climate. We definitely is affecting the environment, but the climate, nah, we ain't having no effect on that, right? So I want y'all to understand that through SDGs and UN Agenda 2030 Sustainable Development Goals, they are hitting us with word effery, right? They're they're mixing and molding and melding, right? Climate and environment together as if they're interchangeable or they're synonymous of each other, and they're not, right? And I told y'all the other day when they was sitting up there a few years ago with the little girl Greta Thunberg sitting up here trying to scare people into thinking that the world going to melt and stuff and all that crazy stuff. They're trying to mix the environment with the climate so we don't realize that the hoax of global warming, right, which they say was due to what we was doing to the environment. But when scientists actually did the actual math and numbers, what they found is that world temperatures are not only dropping, but they're dropping fast. And they also discovered that human activity does not have an effect, or shine a light on how the human activity does not have an effect on the climate. Right? So this is why they're compounding the two through word association. So when we hear things involving the climate, we automatically associate them with the environment when that is not so, right? And you got everybody on this whole war path, if you would. You understand? So you got everybody on this whole war path, if you would. You know what I'm saying? Sit up here talking about climate change, thinking that they talking about legislation connected to helping the environment, when actually this legislation is being actually circumvented to go into things like cloud seeding. Spraying heavy metal particulates, nanoparticulate in the atmosphere. You did? Recycling the secondary water system instead of just getting it from the primary water system, right? So we can all have access to the purest alkaline water you could ever drink, man. And it's an endless supply of it. Endless. Renewable resource. You hear me? I told you about that when we did SDG, whatever it was about the water. Right? I think it was 6 or something like that. You feel me? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. What we witnessing is a hostile takeover, man. I want y'all to understand it's a hostile takeover, man. But it's being sold to us, right, under the guise of threats to the environment, now climate, right? Then they're sitting here trying to trick us into thinking that somehow our activity is messing up the environment, and it is. But then once they people done their due diligence and discovered that we're not really destroying the planet in the way that we're being told we are, right? As a matter of fact, it's not us that's destroying the planet. It's these people destroying the planet, all these big, huge Fortune 500 corporations, right? Poisoning the earth with the waste products of their companies that they own, their corporations that they own, which we have to go work at in order to buy a house or have somewhere to live or whatever. Tap in, man.
The ecosystem is in danger of being destroyed or permanently altered. Warming water temperatures are melting the great glaciers that not only provide shelter and homes for animals like penguins and seals, but
and this is what I'm saying. This stuff be propaganda, y'all, because when you do the actual research and you talk, you know what I mean? This is why they don't allow us to go in certain areas. You know, like we can't go to Antarctica. You can't really go to the Arctic. Right? So we really don't know what's going on up there for real. We just know what they tell us is going on. Right? What they're not telling us is that the ice is getting thicker. Right? Especially in the Arctic. They're not telling us that global temperatures are actually dropping. Les Parker, what it do, man? Like I say, we definitely destroying the environment. But the climate, though, yeah, that ain't us. That's them, right? And they tell us all the time, man.
also consist of fresh water. This is a great concern because glacial ice covers about 10% of the world and store around 75% of all fresh water. If they melt and mix with the surrounding salt water, the inhabitants of those waters will perish. In addition to the destruction of sea life, if all of the land ice will melt, sea levels globally will rise by 70 meters, drawing out the entire countries.
And that right there is a lie too. Right. Dan Patrick with your face ass, what's up, man? My man DP with your face ass. All right. That's another lie. All this stuff is propaganda made to scare us, man, into acquiescing to UN Agenda 2030. Why do y'all think we're not allowed to go in certain parts of the world, man? Right. You already know. Same here, man. We breaking down SDG 14, man. Life below water, man. The UN, or should I say the United Nations, is trying to do a corporate takeover, man, of the oceans, man. Trying to tell us what we can and can't do, man. You know? I want you to understand that this is a hostile takeover, man. Being sold to us under the guise of threats to the environment and now climate, right? But and giving us the illusion like we have a choice in the matter, right? When it's, I keep telling y'all, this is already settled, man. You know? And they do stuff like this to, you know, basically intimidate and scare us into, you know, not going along with this, because if we don't do this, you know, by 2030, they allegedly saying that, you know, life will get very, very bad on Earth if we don't do this environmentally wise, but now they saying climate wise, right? I want y'all to think about that, man. Why are they lying to us about this? I mean, Al Gore put a whole movie out. All that information has been debunked with the whole hockey stick rigmarole. And, you know, Al Gore made a lot of money off of that, man. He made a lot of money off of that movie, man. Won an Oscar and everything, man. That's crazy. It's absolutely insane that that man won an Oscar off of that movie, which is a complete and total pack of lies. You hear me? Talking about some zero carbon emissions. If it's zero carbon emissions, then the ocean is going to be one nasty place to be, man. The ocean will be a terrible place. Have y'all ever seen y'all's fish tank when y'all don't have no filter system running through it, keeping it running? Y'all see what happened to it? You know, just think about that. You know, we need CO2, man. It's literally the gas of life on Earth. You know, like literally. They talking about zero carbon emissions, and then when we're talking about life below water, regulating fishing, which means we're going to be getting more genetically modified seafood in order to keep the ecosystem in balance, equilibrium. We got to give y'all modified seafood in order to keep the and they don't give a damn about the ocean. They're poisoning the ocean. Been poisoning the oceans for years, decades. All of a sudden they care about the ocean. Like, come on, y'all, man. Y'all gotta peep game with this stuff, man.
But warming water temperature and melting ice are not our only concerns. Plastic waste is ending up in the oceans and killing marine life. Also, the fish we eat contain dangerous amounts of plastics and other harmful substances that end up in our digestive system. This is an issue for the food industry and for people worldwide. However, there is a business case for solving this SDG. Companies are developing reusable alternative drinking bottles, bags, and other items that are traditionally made out of plastic. And new technologies are being created to battle the existing plastic in oceans. In the next video, Mallory Flowers, an academic researcher from the Department of Strategic Management and Entrepreneurship at RSM, will explain how so-called externalities impact ocean lives and how to resolve these. Finally, Brenda Desward, Head Sustainability at Rabobank Chile, and Cristina Torres, Marine Program Manager for WWF Chile, will explain how WWF and Rabobank contribute to SDG 14. You will be introduced to the WWF Rabobank Partnership for Sustainable Salmon Production in Chile.
Big finance is involved with this thing too, man. They all connected to each other, man. You did.
Oceans cover 3/4 of the Earth's surface, and over 3 billion people depend on marine and coastal biodiversity for their livelihoods. The Great Barrier Reef outside the coast of Australia is the largest coral reef system in the world. I was lucky enough to swim among thousands of species and coral reefs last summer with my family. Although it was one of the most magnificent reefs in the world, the reef had somehow lost its magic. If we continue our consumption trends, using the ocean as a plastic dumpster, the ecosystem will eventually die. According to the UN, the ocean faces 5 major challenges globally, including overfishing, pollution, loss of habitat, invasive species, and ocean acidification. Let's join forces to save our oceans before it is too late. And we should do it now.
We should do it now. Right? It's not us that's destroying the oceans, man. We're not per se doing it. All right. Now remember when I told y'all about the wastewater treatment facilities? Remember I told you about the wastewater treatment facilities? Right? Remember when I told y'all about the primary water cycle, right? That show still is up too, so y'all go check that out. Listen. They want to get control of everything on the planet, man. I did a show on full spectrum dominance. I want y'all to understand that what is going on with this UN Agenda 2030, man, is a complete control of every aspect of movement on the planet, right? And they want control of all life below water, right? So they can keep this stuff for themselves. Y'all better pay attention to what's going on, man. Right, they want to feed us genetically modified seafood and genetically modified chickens and cows and stuff like that, while they keep the rest for themselves. Greedy bastards. You hear me? Tap in, walk with us, man. Not only that, it's to prevent us from physical access to the waters too. Now think about just what happened with the Titanic fiasco. You got to ask the question, why don't they want us going into the ocean? Right? That's a question y'all need to start asking yourselves, man. Tap in, walk with me. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, man. You know what I'm talking about? Hit that super chat. You did. Tap in, walk with us. You know what I'm talking about?
Welcome to Project Earth again. In this video,
hold on, I'm about to do this right here. That's crazy. It's a whole island of trash in the goddamn ocean, man. That's terrible, man. That's some nasty ish. You did. Make sure, hey, man, I keep telling y'all, man, y'all better get yourself aware of these global sustainability, sustainable development goals, man. You know what I'm talking about? They're using the threats to the environment to try to lock us down, man. You did. We already had the lockdown from the Schlomlet. You know what I'm talking about? We already had the lockdown from the Schmosmlit. You feel me? They trying to lock us down again under UN Agenda 2030. Schmosmlit was just a test runner. You feel me? It was just a test. You know what I mean?
The UN Sustainable Development Goal 14 aims to conserve and sustainably use the oceans, seas, and marine resources for sustainable development. So how are we doing? Well, many marine species, habitats, and ecosystems have suffered catastrophic declines. And climate change further undermines ocean productivity and biodiversity. Did you know that a substantial fraction of the coastal ocean suffers from pollution, eutrophication, and oxygen depletion? Our oceans are stressed by warming, and many marine species are threatened with extinction. I'm Tracy Rogers, and I'm a professor of ecology. I'm at UNSW in the School of Biological, Earth and Environmental Sciences. Let's look at the first of the key targets, which is to reduce marine pollution. Around 8 million metric tons of plastic enters our oceans each year.
This is equivalent to 16 shopping bags full of plastic for every metre of coastline, excluding Antarctica. So we're not doing so good. In fact, the rate at which plastic finds its way into our ocean is increasing. And by 2025, it's predicted that we will be putting enough plastic in the ocean to cover 5% of the Earth's entire surface in cling wrap. That's each year.
Right. Now, listen to this, man. You think these companies don't know this? Right. So clearly they don't care. Right. Now, all of a sudden, they care about the ocean. I want y'all to realize that the United Nations is for one, they're a foreign entity. And I don't even understand. Well, I mean, I do, I can understand, but I want y'all to understand that, they have jurisdiction over here in our country because America is definitely a part of the United Nations. Matter of fact, New York City is the capital city, if you would, of the United Nations. That's where their headquarters is at. Right? Think about that. You did.
Yeah. So does it matter that there's so much plastic in the ocean? Globally, about 1/3 of all turtles are likely to have eaten plastic in some form. But lots of marine animals mistake plastic for food, such as seals, fish, and whales. At least 690 marine species have been documented to have encountered with plastic marine debris. Either they've eaten it or they've become entangled in it. And of those species, at least 17% are vulnerable, listed as either near threatened, endangered, or critically endangered. Seabirds such as albatross, gannets, shearwaters, and petrels are particularly vulnerable. Unfortunately, many of these seabirds are already at risk. So where is this plastic coming from? All over the world. The darker the colour of this figure, the more mismanaged plastic that country has, so more likely that plastic will end up in the ocean. Gold star for New Zealand, Namibia, Oman, the Scandinavians, and the Canadians. But it doesn't matter who produces this marine plastic, because once it's in the ocean, it travels in ocean gyres around the world. Inside the gyres, the water is stationary, and it's here that plastics accumulate. Over time, garbage patches form. And the most well-known is the Great Pacific Garbage Patch.
Yeah, we just
there's
talking
a
about
garbage patch in each of our ocean basins. What can we do about it? Well, how about your weekly shop?
So do y'all really think that this is the stuff I be talking about with this stuff, man? You know what I mean? We gotta question this stuff, man. Not just go along and take it with a pinch of salt. Okay, so they have allowed so much garbage to be in the ocean to where it accumulated into huge masses the size of states and stuff like that, right? Allegedly. You feel me? Right? Or whatever. You know what I mean? So you mean to tell me that these people don't know this stuff? They're not tracking this stuff? You know, all the technology got, they don't. You mean to tell me they don't have ways to get rid of this stuff? Right. The very fact that they keeping primary waterway from us should let you know that everything concerning water within UN Agenda 2030 for global sustainability is effery. So the legislation that they passing through United Nations Agenda 2030 for global sustainability concerning life underwater, right? They want to regulate it to control access to it, right? So we can no longer be private fishing. Look what's going to the fish. Look what's happening to the fishing industry, right? Y'all go do your research into what's happening to the fishing industry around planet Earth here, right? They're making all these fishermen, they leasing their boats and hitting them with high rates and all this crazy stuff. And then, they got the weather weapons so they can make boats crash and sink. And you know, control to a T the production of certain species of ocean life. It's all about control, y'all, man. And then this also coincides with depopulation agendas as well. The system that's being brought in, y'all, wants to regulate every aspect of our life. It wants to track and trace our energy input, output, carrier signals. It wants to know exactly how much we consume, how much waste we are producing. Do y'all understand what I'm saying to y'all, man? This is why we're being genetically modified. And when it comes to life below water, y'all, man, they don't want us to have access to the water. So they're going to use threats of the environment, now the climate, right? And trick us into going with it, right? Trick us right along into going along with it, giving them the jurisdiction and the power and authority just to keep doing what they're doing in ever more diabolical ways. Because while they're telling us that we got to reduce certain activity to preserve the ocean, what they're not telling us is that in the process of doing that, they're going to make us do it. And not only that, we're not going to benefit from it because they are getting rid of the fishing industry. Look what they're doing to the fishing industry. Them boys can't afford to keep repairing their boats or buying new boats. You feel me? With all the tragic, terrible storms that they just making happen out there, out of the blue. They just be chilling on the flat ocean, and then 100-foot swells come out of nowhere and stuff. Oh, it's not funny, man. I'm just saying, man. You talk about it ain't funny, but you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. Right? It is what it is, man. Understand what it is, man. When they talking about this life below water stuff, man. All right. They got protect and restore ecosystems. We don't know what's under that water, man. We never know what's underneath those waves, man. The ocean is a big place. You hear me? It's a real big place, y'all, man. You hear me? But one thing for sure, two things for certain, they do not want us in it. Now think about just what happened with the Titanic submarine situation, right? Mind y'all, this guy allegedly did other dives in this same vessel. I believe the same vessel that allegedly imploded with all those people on it not too long ago, right? But on this trip, everything went haywire. Let me tell y'all something, man. If y'all think that these people have the technology to read license plates from outer space, if y'all think they ain't tracking and tracing everything on this planet, man, something wrong with y'all, man. Now, do some things slip through? No, absolutely not. I don't believe that. Okay, it could be possible. But I want y'all to not assume, but understand that possibly, potentially, everything you say is being recorded and all of that stuff. You know what I'm talking about? And you being tracked and traced. Well, I say that to say that they knew good and damn well hell what them boys was doing in that submarine. And anybody operating, moving on the ocean, man, they know you there. Right? Ocean is a dangerous place, man. You feel me? It's a very dangerous place. It's not meant for man to be in the ocean. Right? Very dangerous place. But another reason, let's look at this right here. Reduce ocean acidification. Right? Now, how are we going to do that? who is acidifying the oceans, man? It ain't us, man. Right? Even with all RP, boo-boo, and pharmaceutical excrement, we ain't acidifying the oceans. Right? So how's that happening? Right? Tap in, walk with us, man. Smash that like button, man.
Now you've heard that the way we're living is filling up our atmosphere with carbon dioxide. As a result, the planet's warming. Heat waves.
See how they trying to make it seem like carbon dioxide is a bad thing, man. Right? Carbon dioxide, I mean, it is literally the gas of life, man. I want you to understand that if we have zero carbon emissions on Earth, life as we know it will cease to exist. I want y'all to understand that, man.
Floods are more likely to be extreme, and people's lives will get tougher. And the more we learn about climate change, the more risks we uncover. Since we started burning fossil fuels, the ocean has absorbed about half of all the CO2 we humans have put out. That's why it's called the planet's biggest carbon sink.
Hey, y'all really do believe? Y'all, let me ask y'all a question, man. I want y'all to be serious too, man. I want y'all to be dead ass with me, man. Do y'all really believe that all the oil, petroleum, and y'all really believe all that stuff come from dead dinosaurs, man? Put an 11 in the chat if you believe that. I want to know. Do y'all really believe that oil, petroleum, natural gas, all our natural resources come from dead dinosaurs, man? Put 11 in the chat if you believe that. Right? And then my next question would be, prove it. Dead dinosaurs, man. Get the fuck out of here, bro. I always thought that sounded stupid when I was a kid. I thought that sounded stupid. Even when I was in school, I was a young boy in elementary at Parkmore Elementary, right? I knew it was something fluky about that right there, man. You know what I'm saying? Dead dinosaurs, man. Especially when you discover certain things, man, you know, so you get to realize, like, man, they lying about a lot of stuff, man. Petroleum, right? Like natural gas, like primary water is a result of natural geostructural, you know, movement of Earth's plates, you know. They're literally constantly producing this stuff. That's why it's found all over the world. If you look at maps of where they tell us massive amounts of dinosaurs were, a lot of those places are not known to have huge oil reserves. I'm going to repeat that, man, because I know I probably went over a lot of y'all here. I said, if you look at maps of the Mesozoic area and Cenozoic area and all of that, where they say the concentrations of so-called dinosaurs were, a lot of those don't match up where we see oil reserves at. And like I told you, I don't believe anything these people say anyway, because they've been proven to lie over and over and over. Talk to him, Pops. You did. Think about that, y'all, man. I'll be saying, y'all, think critically about stuff, man. My goal, one of my goals for y'all is to start using your critical thinking to stop thinking emotionally. Now, who's acidifying the water? If such a thing is even taking process, who has the ability to do that?
Whoa,
you know what I'm talking about?
Whoa. Oh, wow. Is it good?
Mm-hmm. What's up, little dog?
What's up?
What's up, man? What's you, man?
You looking for that? You looking for that?
Who braids your hair?
Jordan.
Oh, man. See, look him up.
Yeah, we're not gonna read his teacher tomorrow.
Are you want some pizza, man?
Huh?
You want some pizza?
Yeah.
No, you man, don't. You want to heat it up?
Yeah.
Go heat it up. Yeah, man.
You still got that good, or you give it back to me?
No, I'll give it back to you, bro. Yeah. I'm telling y'all, man. It's the reason they don't want us to go in the oceans, man. Not only outside of us not being designed to even go into the ocean. But even with the level of technology we got today, they don't want us messing with them oceans for some reason. They don't want us to see what's going on down there for some reason. You know what I'm talking about?
Now, this is good because it's kept a lot of CO2 out of the atmosphere. But as the ocean warms, it takes up less and less CO2. And with all that CO2 in the sea, scientists are shedding light on, well, an ocean of problems. Ready for the first big problem? Some sea creatures like clams, oysters, and coral, their shells and skeletons are getting weaker. Okay, you've got bigger problems than easy-to-crack clams? Maybe not if you're among the 1 in 7 people who get most of their protein from seafood. Or if you understand how unstable the world would be with 1 billion more hungry people. What's weakening the shells? Well, these little creatures are going about their lives scooping up molecules called carbonate ions to be the building blocks of their shells. But when CO2 reacts with seawater, it releases hydrogen ions, which compete with shells for carbonate. With more hydrogen ions floating around in the ocean, our little friends have to spend more energy building their shells and have less energy for finding food. That means it's harder to grow, and more will die off before they get big. So the fish that eat the clams or live among the coral will have a harder time surviving, meaning the fish that dine on them won't have enough to eat, and so we won't have enough to eat. Remember those pesky...
Man, come on, man. Y'all listening to this, man? And this is the mind effery I'll be talking about. You know? This is what I'll be talking about right here. Straight mind effery, man. You hear me? When y'all think about all this stuff going on in the ocean, man, think about, 1, why they don't want us to go in the ocean, and 2, they using this as an excuse to keep giving us genetically modified food. They say we overfishing the waters, right? Which may be true to an extent. You know, that may be some truth to that, right? But think about this, man. You know what I'm saying? If they start using this as this is something that they can use as an excuse to, you know, keep pushing this fake ass food they're trying to sell us and stuff. I want y'all to understand what's going on with UN Agenda 2030, man. And while we sitting over here oblivious to this stuff, They setting up the play to set up global government and restrict everything, control everything, monitor, surveil, track and trace everything we do. And by getting control of the oceans, they're going to control everything else. Why you think they getting, pay attention, they getting all of the people out of like island, like country, they forcing everybody inland. Right? Exactly. Right? And then they're trying to blame it on us when really it's them that's doing it. When I say them, I'm talking about people that own all the corporations. They're the ones destroying the oceans, man, by overfishing. It's not us that's overfishing the oceans. It's these companies that's overfishing the oceans. And they're using fake threats to the environment to try to trick us into going along with this mess. You hear me? By scaring us, telling us that if we don't do certain things by 2030, our oceans is going to be acidified. You know, they're trying to regulate to how much consumption. They want to control our consumption. You said how much water I think Google has. That's a good question, Dan Patrick, with your face. That's a real good question. According to the United Nations, man, they want to get us down to 55 gallons of water a day per human on planet. Now, some of y'all might think that not. Do you understand that the average human, just to survive on a daily basis, needs like 190 gallons of water per human? Yeah, you're right, Pops. It's about that money, but outside of them, above and beyond the money, it's about control. They can print them out. They can print any amount of money they want. At the end of the day, it's about control, right? And they know water is essential to life. That's why they're trying to control the oceans, life and life, all life below it. This is why they don't want us to have access to the oceans. Maybe if one of us actually had some money and really invested in a real world-class professional, right, high-tech submarine and actually built one that could withstand certain pressures in the ocean, maybe they'd be kind of spooked of what we discover if we went down there. You know what I'm talking about? So they use this silly story of a guy who's connected to all the Khazarian demons you can think of. This guy and these other guys who are also connected, guys who were involved in very nefarious things and involved with technologies that were about to be exposed and, you know, tying up loose ends. So the story get used as a ploy, right, to scare people, you know, going in the ocean, you know what I'm talking about? They said he had a PlayStation as a controller and all of that crap like that, man. You couldn't have paid me to get one of those makeshift submarine that was being controlled by an old Sega CD Dreamcast. Rest of the answer to them dudes, if they're even dead, right? How do we know they are? And like I said, they're using threats to environment, man, to intimidate us to going along with this stuff, man. Making it seem like it's our fault, you know, basically telling us that, you know, we the ones that's messing up the environment. No, it's not us, it's them that's messing up the environment. We ain't messing up the environment, right? It's them that's messing up the environment with all their corporations, right?
Hydrogen ions generated by more CO2, they don't just take away the carbonate ions that these little clams need. They also make the ocean more acidic. It's already become 30% more acidic since we started spewing all this CO2, and it could get much worse.
That's man. So this is what I'm saying. All of this disinformation, man. Because they know people ain't gonna go do their due diligence. So they can just spew these numbers out that are generated by unintelligent artificial intelligence powered computers. And if you put junk numbers in, you're going to get junk results out. How about give the unintelligent artificial intelligence some actual numbers for this stuff? You'll see since the Great Warming period, right? Late or early to mid 1800s. Or not, I said 1800s. Like when we think about like the medieval times, you know, before it got into a Great Warming period, you know, it used to have miniature ice ages. The Thames River over there in the United Kingdom used to completely solidly freeze over. And, you know, all temperature comes from the sun, man. Right? Anything doing with the climate has something to do with the sun, not nothing we're doing here on Earth. Nothing we doing here on Earth is causing the goddamn jet streams to change, man. You know, anything concerning the weather comes from the sun, man. Right? So if it's like a real cooling period, it's the sun. If it's hot, it's the sun. If it's cold, it's the sun. It's not us, you know, putting trash in the ocean. Right? Y'all think these people can control how stuff move on this planet? Y'all bugging, man. What you say, Pops? Pop said when God get tired of man, he will turn the ocean life loose on their ass. That's crazy. Yeah, maybe that's why they don't want us to go down there, because they don't want us to discover, man, them portals they got down there, man, bringing the kaiju in, man. Huh? What y'all know about that? Keep showing us stuff like Godzilla and shit, man. What y'all know about the kaiju? Huh? Y'all seen that movie Pacific Rim? Pacific Rim, y'all seen that movie? Oh, dear Pops, we about to get into some spooky stuff now, man, right? How many of y'all seen the movie Pacific Rim? Huh? Hold on real quick. I'll be right back.
We could change the ocean's chemistry so much that shells actually start to dissolve. That means if we don't turn this problem around, your great-grandkids might think of reefs the way you think of a dodo bird. And with 1 in 4 ocean species living in coral reef ecosystems, weaker coral could threaten the foundation of the whole ocean food chain. But why panic, right? Life always seems to find a way to adapt, but it needs time. In a few decades, we might make the oceans more acidic than they've been in 20 million years. It's hard to imagine any ecosystem quickly adapting to that big of a change. But things don't have to get that bad. We've started this problem, and we're going to fix it, beginning at its source, carbon dioxide from burning fossil fuels.
Right? I know you did, Lance Parker. My nigga Lance Parker was good. And in the movie franchise Pacific Rim, right? It was an invasion of Godzilla-like, reptile-like reptilian monsters that they called the kaiju. Oddly enough, you look into ancient Akkadian, Sumerian, And even some Zulu language, you'll hear talk of reptilian type monsters that lived in the ocean called kaiju. Right? Yeah. You feel me? And in the movie Pacific Rim, in the ocean is where the portal or portals were located, where the kaiju would enter into our reality from their reality. So maybe that's why they don't want us to go in the oceans, because they don't want us to see these portals. Huh? Yeah, exactly, Pops. Exactly. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, Leviathans, yeah. Leviathans. Mm-hmm. Scriptures mention Leviathans. You know what I'm talking about? Scriptures definitely mention Leviathans. You know what I'm saying? Y'all remember that movie Leviathan back in the day? Y'all remember the movie Leviathan from back in the day? Yeah, man, that movie was ill. That movie Leviathan was ill as hell, you hear me? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Oh, that's good right there. Yeah, boy. That movie Leviathan was off the chain, man. But look at this, though, y'all. Maybe this is why they don't want us to go in the ocean. Huh? Maybe this is why they don't want us to go in the ocean, y'all. You did. UN Agenda 2030, man. Sustainable Development Goal 14, life below water. Right? I want y'all to understand that this is, like I said, this is a hostile takeover, man. Hostile takeover. Like I keep saying to y'all, man. Yep. Using threats to the environment, right, to scare us all into acquiescing. You need into these draconian, no pun intended, draconian laws, man. You hear me? Literally. Like literally. And out of this one SDG, right, out of this one sustainable goal, it interconnects to all the rest of them. Right? Oh, yeah? My man Lance Parker said, I am not a PC gamer, but this game called Subnautica is a sim of an aquatic ocean, but on a different planet. That's unique. That's very interesting, right? But you know, I'll just be showing y'all stuff like this, man, just to show y'all, man, like, you know what I'm saying? You know, this is the portals, man. Like I said, maybe that's why they don't want us to go in the ocean. You just never know. You feel me? You never know. These portals, you feel me? That you just never know. Like I said, I question everything, man. You feel me? And also, when you watch the movie Pacific Rim, they also talked about human brain computer interfacing in there. Something I always talk to y'all about, right? You know what I mean? Tap in and walk with us, man. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, share on your social engineering, man. You hear me, man? Sustainable Develop Goal 14, man. You did? And I'm telling y'all, man, it's going to get even worse. You feel me? Because as they lock down the oceans, they're going to control everything pertaining to us. I mean, all y'all fishermen, all y'all people who depend on living off the large bodies of water that y'all live by, y'all not going to have access to them like how y'all do now or how y'all losing now. Y'all, if y'all think it's bad now, it's going to get worse. Because if what you're doing, whatever industry you're in, right? Yeah, man. Yeah, you know, man, Lance Park, you know, I'm going to always go to that one level with it, man. I don't, you know, I go deep with it, man. Like, I feel like they're trying to prevent us from going in the ocean. Scaring us and stuff like that about going in the ocean. We might find something they don't want us to find. You feel me? You feel me? We might find something that will come across something they don't want us to come across. You did? All right. My man, Dan Patrick with your face says, my man said, very interesting indeed. If only blacks had the power to tap into that power. My man Lance Parker said, underground cities and travel tunnels, the legends of inner earth. Yeah, man. You feel me? Now, just think about this, though, man. You feel me? They want to control and have access to the oceans, right? So they can regulate how much of it we can consume, right? This is all in line with the depopulation agendas, too, man. I want y'all to understand what UN Agenda 2030 is all about, man. It's all about complete, full spectrum dominance of the planet under a Luciferian, satanic, hexagonal, you hear me, goddammit, tetragrammaton structure. You feel me? Y'all better understand what I just said, man. Listen here, want to forever cut us off from our connection to the source, right? So we become a genetically modified synthetic organism, right? Shit's crazy, man. You know, I'm sitting right here thinking about this stuff. I mean, this stuff is crazy, man. You know, this is a hostile takeover they got going on with you in Agenda 2030. Did we vote on this stuff? Do y'all realize that y'all was voting for this stuff when y'all voted for these so-called politicians? Yeah, man. You know, it's a lot of stuff going on underneath them waves we don't know about, man. They ain't telling us about, man. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? They like I said, they're going to scare us into thinking that the ocean is dangerous and, you know, water pressure and all that stuff. What they're not telling us about is portals to different realities. Yeah, that's what they're not telling us about. Yeah, this is looking very bad indeed. Something's got to give, and it has to be us as melanated beings. Yeah, I mean, you know. Like I said, if we was designed to be in the water, man, I think we would have been born with gills, man. Like my pop said, man. If the Most High wanted us to swim in the water, live in the water, I think he would have made it able for us to go into the water, right? You know? So, yeah. Life below water, man, is a serious situation, man. You hear me? You got to start asking yourself, like, why do they want so much control? Why do they want to control our access to the ocean? Is it really us that's doing all this stuff? You got to think about it, man. A lot of the stuff that these guys make with their corporations. Let's just take Gordon's Fisherman. Did y'all know a lot of the stuff that they use end up being waste product? Meaning that they produce a lot of stuff that nobody ever consumes. It's not us that are massive fishing out there, man. You got to think, man, most of us don't even, some of us don't live near large bodies of water, the coast or oceans or nothing. Y'all got to think about that, man. You know? And even the people that live by the water, they ain't consuming that much seafood. You know? So is it us that's messing up the waters with the fish population? Or is it us overfishing the water? Or is it the corporations overfishing the waters? Right? Look how we being, I keep telling y'all, look how we being made to consume ourselves, man. Keep telling y'all about that. We being made to consume ourselves. You know. This is a huge, huge hostile takeover, man. You did. Yeah, Great Lakes do they count as large bodies of water. Ain't no telling what's at the bottom of them joints either. Man, Lance Parker say, do the controllers have a base deep in Antarctica in conjunction with other beings? Could be argued. You never know, man. I told y'all about this is all a lot of this stuff with UN Agenda 2030 got a lot to do with full spectrum dominance. Remember when I did the show on full spectrum dominance, y'all? Uncle Diggity, what's good with you, man? Remember I did the show on full spectrum dominance? This is what UN Agenda 2030 is all about, man. UN Agenda 2030 is a part of full spectrum dominance, right? According to my research, Lance Parker, man, that's what the word is. I wouldn't be surprised, right? What they hiding down there in Antarctica, man? Why can't we go to Antarctica? Is it really that bad? Does it really look like how they tell us it look? Right? You know, I always ask myself this stuff, man. Like, why we ain't allowed to go to Antarctica? You know, it's maps of the world, man, that show Antarctica with trees and stuff on it, man. It's maps of the world that show the whole entire continent of Africa as like one big jungle, minus the desert, right? A lot of the deserts on this planet, and from old maps, man, they weren't always there, man. You know, full spectrum dominance is getting complete and total control of every operation and every function of the earth. You know, environmental wise, environmental wise, you hear me? And goddamn it, weather wise. Yeah, they up there doing weird, creepy stuff in Greenland, man. You hear me? Y'all better look into what's going on in Greenland, man. They doing weird, creepy stuff in Greenland, bro. Greenland is like the island of Dr. Moreau. You hear me, Lance Parker? Greenland is like the island of Dr. Moreau, man. Y'all better look into what's going on up there in Greenland, man. I want y'all to look into what full spectrum dominance is, man. Right? Look into what full spectrum dominance is, man. You know? Right? And another thing that's going on with this sustainable development goal, number 14, right? Where the damn thing go? Was it conserve coastal and marine areas? Hold on, let me get the. Let me pull this up on the screen for y'all. Let me put this on the screen for y'all. Let me put this on the screen for y'all real quickly, man. Smash that like button, man. Click on the bell, subscribe to the page, man. Tap in, walk with your God, man. Hit that super chat and all of that. You feel me? Right. End subsidies contributing to overfishing. Increase the economic benefits from sustainable use of marine resources. Increasing scientific knowledge, research, and technology for ocean health. Support small-scale fishers. Implement and enforce international sea. Implement and enforce international sea law. You mean international maritime law? I thought we were supposed to be under the law of the land in America. Huh? And we supposed to be under the law of the land. Now we've been under the law of the sea about 200 something years. Now they're just coming out and making it a global thing. I want you to understand that this has a lot to do with pirateering. Y'all think they were showing us Pirates of the Caribbean for no reason? Right? They basically legalizing pirateering and privateering. Right? Man, y'all better tap in and walk with me, man. My man Lance Parker in the building, Uncle Diggity in the building, man. Excuse me, good with everybody. Keep that engagement up. Get off in that comment section. You hear me sharing your social engineering. Smash that like button. Click on the bell. Subscribe to the page. You did. Show your love and support. Y'all see my brother Uncle Diggity. He got that green dollar sign next to his name. His name lit up green. You did. Well, it's lit up green when I see it. You feel me? Hold on, let me get my pops a wrench. I ain't even got my pops modded up. I'm bugging. Hold on, man. I had to make my pops a mod, man. My fault, pops. I should have had you modded up like the mod squad, man. You did. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to all my brethren in the audience. You did. Y'all know what it do, man. Y'all sit up there, join the page, become a member. You did. Tap in and walk with your brother, man. Support your brother. Chopping it up like none other. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, that was my nigga Nino hit me up. Right? Yeah, man. They listen, man. They ain't playing no games, man, with this stuff, man. Right? They coming right out in the open with it, right? You know, so now we about to be outright under the jurisdiction of the law of ocean or law of sea, international. Now, so what does that have to do? So, you know, what about the law of the land? So if we're coming underneath the jurisdiction of the law of the sea, then the law of the land, common law, ceases to exist because now we're part of an international, global, systematic structure. So where's the sovereignty at? Where's the nationality at? Where's the American pride at? See what I keep telling y'all? United Nations, man. One world government, or what y'all say is the so-called New World Order. Everybody want to call somebody an old conspiracy theorist, and this stuff is happening right in our face. And look what's happening, right? SDG 14, and like the rest of them, is in full effect. We see all of this happening right now. We see all of this stuff happening right now, right? They implemented and enforcing international sea law, right? They're doing the inverse of everything. They're destroying support the small scale fishers, right? This is terrible, man. Right, like I said, under the disguise of threats to the environment, they're trying to trick us into going along with this stuff by scaring us with fake ass projections and non-science that can easily be debunked and disproved. And they think we stupid or something, man. I think it's an insult to the intelligence personally. You understand what I'm saying? I find it disrespectful. You did. Tomorrow, what should I say? Tomorrow. Wednesday, we're going to be getting to SDG 15. Right? Life on land. Exactly, Lance Parker. That's exactly what's happening. That's exactly what's happening, Lance Parker. I want y'all to understand what's happening, though. That's what I say, man. You can equate this to a hostile corporate takeover. Right? And in order to bring in this global system, right, America, for one, has to go. No more nationalism, straight xenophobia. You know, this is why they're bringing all the immigrants in. This is why they doing the farmers the way they're doing the farmers, and all fishermen are farmers of the ocean. They're doing the same thing to them. Why y'all think king crab legs is $50 for $60 for two skinny legs? When back in the day, you can get a whole king crab for the lowski. And think about this: on top of all the so-called costs and wear and tear on the fishing industry, right? They also is genetically modifying the food. And that's right, Lance Parker. Everything's being colonized, man. Everything's being consolidated, privatized, corporatized. right? This is a hostile takeover that we are witnessing, man. In order to cut down on consumption, there has to be a reduction in what? In the population. They're saying there's too many humans eating and using too much stuff. That's basically what they're saying. They're saying there's too much of us. We eating too much and we using too much stuff. All right. And this is, but listen though, and this is why I want y'all to tap in, right? And I appreciate y'all tapping in too. Don't ever get it twisted, man. I appreciate y'all taking time out of y'all's busy lives and schedules to come listen to me talk my ish. You hear me? I appreciate that. So I really do, man. You hear me? And Real Talk is going to go wherever y'all want it to go. You feel me? But I'm a guide and navigate the shit properly. You did. Flat out. They're increasingly making it illegal to grow your own fruit on your property. It's not sustainable. That cannot be tracked and traced by the system that's coming in. This is why they're passing the ordinance laws and the zoning laws that they're passing in each city in America. They don't want you to grow your own fruits and vegetables in your backyard. That's not sustainable. That can't be tracked and traced. And another reason why they don't want you to be growing your own fruits and vegetables in your backyard is if you was to somehow start having a diet that was an alkaline diet using primary water to grow your produce on your own land, you probably wouldn't eat meat or processed food from the corporations. So you probably be healthier, which means you won't go to the hospital, which means you don't spend no money on that and won't need no insurance. What this whole thing is to keep us connected to the system, dependent on the new structure before the new structure even come in. So as the new structure comes in, we can be connected to the structure that we ain't even looking at or thinking about, the metaverse. They want to connect us to the metaverse, man. In order to do that, we got to be genetically modified. Huh? That one right there is blowing me, man. They're coming right out and admitting it. Implement and enforce international sea law. Basically, that's saying to me to implement and enforce maritime, international, judicial law, which has already been in place for like the past at least 200, 300 years. Or should I? Well, yeah. Maybe longer. Right? They have controlled the means of food production to control the population. Yes. That's why they don't want you growing your own food in your backyard, man. Right? That's not sustainable, man. They don't want you to be able to, fish in the ocean that you may live by the coast. They don't want you to be fishing in the lake or the stream or the creek or wherever where you live. That's not sustainable. That can't be tracked and traced. I want y'all to understand where this is going and how all this stuff is being implemented, man. This is diabolical, man. You feel me? And they're trying to trick us into going along with it by scaring us with bad science, misinformation, old information from years ago, getting passed off as if it is still current and relevant when it's outdated and totally wrong now. Because due to the climate, which is controlled by the sun, Earth temperatures rise and fall regularly. We have heating periods. We have cooling periods. Do your research into it. been going on since the beginning of what we call time. Huh? Think about that, man. Think about that, man. Yeah, man, they're trying to trick us into going along with this stuff, man. They're trying to scare us, man. Right? The science is out on the climate, on the environment, man. Ain't no global warming. We ain't causing it if it is, which is not, right? And since that's been debunked and everybody who's in the know and knows about such thing knows it, now they're going to switch it over to the climate. Now they're saying it's climate change, as if we have control over the climate. Yeah, it's climate change, all right. It ain't nothing we doing to change it. We ain't got no big, huge machines called HAARP controlling and manipulating the ionosphere. You dig? We ain't got no goddamn big machines making cloud seeding. Huh? We don't have technology called blast wave accelerators. You hear me? We're not doing any of that stuff, man. You know what I'm talking about? You know, they ain't even let us get access to primary water. That's why they doing everything they doing, man. We had access to primary water. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't need to do a lot of stuff we do, man. We can grow our own vegetables, man, nice and healthy stuff, man. You feel me? But that, you know, they don't want us to do that, man. You know, that'll be independent of the system. That's not sustainable. Keep telling y'all that, man. That's why it's called UN Agenda 2030 for global sustainability. He said, this makes me want to find my gender fluid boomer earth science teacher from high school and tell his goofy ass he was wrong. Yeah, you know, they was pushing us on that, you know, they was pushing that old threats to the environment stuff on us when we was kids, man, with all that Captain Planet and all that crazy shit, man. That bullshit ass indoctrination. You feel me? That old bullshit ass misinformation, disinformation, straight lies. You know what I'm talking about, man? Straight lies. Mr. Oh, silly, but you know what I'm talking about, man? Lying ass teachers, man. Lying about the environment, talking about global warming. You know what I'm saying? Global warming is a hoax, man. It's bullshit. And now that we done sit up here and realize that it is bullshit, now they done switched it and flipped it to, oh, it's the environment, it's the climate. Global warming is not really happening, right? We have heating and cooling periods due to the actions of the sun, the operations of the sun, right? So, you know, we're not doing anything to affect the climate. You know what I'm saying? And as far as the environment, you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? We definitely messing up the environment, but not in the way that they making us believe. It's really them that's tearing the environment up. It's the corporations tearing the environment up. They're the ones destroying the environment, not us. Right? They're the one that's doing all that, man. We ain't doing all that. That's them. You know what I'm talking about? They're the ones putting up wastewater treatment facilities and shit, collecting all our doo-doo and pee-pee water mixed with pharmaceutical excrement. They're the one that's doing all that. Just think, if these pharmaceutical companies wasn't feeding us they poisonous drugs, we wouldn't be poisoning the water with our pharmaceutical excrement. Right? Think about that. You said fossil. You still can't get over the fossil fuels, OG? Like they really try to sell us on that, man. Talking about some dead dinosaurs. Man, get out of here, man. All oil and stuff come from dead dinosaurs. Just mass dead dinosaurs. Yeah, right, man. I ain't never believed that, man. I never accepted that when I was a kid, man. I always thought that was some effery, man. To be honest with y'all, I ain't gonna perk, man. OG said they always say the polar ice caps are melting severely. Should have melted by now if it was true. You know what I'm talking about, OG? If they was really melting, they would have been melted by now, man. They've been saying this since the 80s, man. You know they got technology that they use to cause melting of the ice caps from outer space, man. You know, that's part of that SDI, right? Strategic Defense Initiative. The Star Wars program. Why they got stuff like that in outer space anyway? That's a weapon system. You hear me? What y'all know about that? Hey, man, we about to get up out of here, y'all, man. I appreciate y'all coming through, man, chopping it up. Y'all go look into Agenda 2030 for yourselves, man. You know, we got SDG 15 coming up on Wednesday. You dig? Tomorrow is definitely Hip Hop Tuesday. You know, we might be over there at E&E Studios tomorrow. You know? We might be over there at E&E Studios tomorrow, man. Shout out to my brother King Els, man. You did. Shout out to everybody in the chat, everybody in the comment section, all the homies, right? You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow we're going to be talking about paying homage to the legendary, you know what I'm talking about? My brethren up out of that old Buffalo, New York. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be going celebrating, you know what I'm saying, the success. You know what I'm saying? My brother, Mr. O, said he live in the hour. Y'all go over there, Mr. O, subscribe to the brother. Tap in with him. Tomorrow on Hip Hop Tuesdays over here at A-Real Talk, man. We got them going in, brother. We're going to be celebrating the legacy and current success of Griselda. You know what I'm saying? My man Conway Machine, Benny the Butcher, West Side Gun, them Buffalo boys, man. We're going to be paying homage and respect to these brothers tomorrow because they love it. I mean, they deserve it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be chopping it up, showing homage to Griselda tomorrow. You know what I'm talking about? Hit that join button, man. Hit that join button and join the squad, man. Y'all sit up there and join the squad, man. You know what I'm talking about? Go ahead, join the squad, man. Get that exclusive access, show your support. You know what I'm saying? Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, man. You know what I'm talking about? You hear me? Tap in, walk with me, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate all y'all coming in, showing y'all's love. You know what I'm talking about? I appreciate it, man. My man, Uncle Diggity, man, he membered up. You feel me? All y'all should be membered up, man. Go ahead and tap in, man. Show your love, man. Let's make A-Real Talk one of the biggest platforms on YouTube, man. We're talking about real-ish. Tomorrow we're going to be paying homage, respect, celebrating Griselda Hip Hop Tuesdays. Me and my brother King Els, man. You know what I'm saying? We got some new music coming up for E&E for y'all too, man. Wednesday, we getting right back to it, man. Sustainable Development Goal number 15, Life on Land. Right? Y'all go look into UN Agenda 2030, man, for global sustainability, man. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about? You know, I never wanted to tell them about what they should or shouldn't be talking about, but man, so it probably would be in our best interest if we maybe refrain from talking about certain things and start talking about other things, man. Right? Seriously, man, because I'm telling y'all, man, they want us to stay away from them oceans for a reason, brother. You hear me? And you know what I'm saying? I just be sitting up here thinking to myself, like, man, they trying to keep it from us, man. They're trying to keep us from going down there, man. What they're hiding from us is my first instinct is that y'all hiding something from us, right? Because like I said, it's not us that's destroying the oceans. They the one that's destroying the oceans, man. We ain't going to no ocean. Right? If it was up to us, we could just grow our own food in our backyard. Most of us would live a plant-based lifestyle, you did? Look how we being made to consume, man. I keep telling y'all it's the Ouroboros agenda, man. Right? I'm telling you, I'm about to write that book, man. I got the forward done. I'm about to write the book, The Ouroboros Agenda. It's going to be dope, man. I'm about to take this stuff to the next level. You did? I'm about to have that merch coming and everything, yerp. About to have that merch coming and everything, yerp. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to all my brethren, man, in the comment section, man. You know what I'm talking about? Tomorrow we're going to be discussing and celebrating Griselda for Hip Hop Tuesdays, man. Make sure y'all tap in and walk with us, man. You did? Make sure y'all tap in and walk with us. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate everybody coming out tonight. You know? Been anywhere in the world, man. And y'all right here with me, man. I appreciate that, man. You hear me? I honor that. I cherish that. I respect that. I don't take that for granted. You hear me? I'm humbled by that. Or should I say, I'm honored and privileged by that. You know, y'all could be doing anything right now, man. Y'all tapping in with me. And that, you know, that just warms my heart. You know what I mean? Like I say, this is y'all platform, man. I'm just the navigator. You did? This is y'all platform, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all come up here. You know what I'm talking about? Tap in with me. You feel me? Y'all want to come on the show, man? Hit me up in the email, man. We collab. You know what I'm saying? I collab with real ones. You did? I collab with real ones. You hear me? Tap in and walk with me, man. So I said, like, click on bell, subscribe to the page. You did? Tap in tomorrow night. Me and my brother King Els. Y'all know how we do it in these Tuesdays. Hip Hop Tuesdays, 90s Hip Hop. Y'all know how we do it, man. Just make sure y'all tap in with us, man. 8 p.m. we going in, getting straight to it. Representing for the 614 Columbus, Ohio. I'm talking about we celebrating Griselda. You know what I'm talking about? But right now we're gonna celebrate me. You know what I'm saying? Featuring my brother Sick off of my album, The Real Contender. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of y'all dream out there, don't y'all, man? You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of y'all dream, don't y'all, man? We out of here, man. Tap in with us tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Let's go.
Oh, you think darkness is your ally? You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see the light until I was already a man. By then it was nothing to me but blinding. Victory has defeated you.
Gotta know your next move before you speak to a boss. Gotta respect the dead before you speak on the loss. Everybody wanna taste of this E&E sauce. When Stacks got the facts, you don't hear nothing false. Gotta know your next move before you speak to a boss. Gotta respect the dead before you speak on the loss. Everybody wanna taste of this E&E sauce. When Stacks got the facts, you don't hear nothing false.
I used to be Stacks with the packs, now I'm Stacks with the facts. Now I drop knowledge, used to cook straight, drop crack.
E&E, coronavirus, the takeover. CW elite brethren, the wait's over, right? Y'all be addicted to the limelight, mediocre bars, knowing that y'all don't rhyme right. You fake woke niggas need to get your mind right. Stupid ass niggas, y'all bringing guns to a mind fight. Now let me slow it down so I can talk to you. I'm never letting up. If that's your thought, screw you. I hypnotize the track like a nigga practice voodoo. Voice of God, Crimson Mist, Tootsies and Hooptoos. The rap game is in the abyss I can easily swim through. I'm like the Gordon Fisherman and you rappers are seafood. Grand champion, this bitch, you should call me your seafood. Make sure my energy is up cause the devil's deceitful. And everything that we see and sing ain't nothing but a dream inside of another dream. And everything that we see and sing ain't nothing but a dream inside of another dream.
Gotta know your next move when you speak to a boss. Gotta respect the dead when you speak on the law. Everybody wanna taste of the skin sauce. When Stacks got the facts, you don't hear nothing false. Gotta know your next move when you speak to a boss. Gotta respect the dead when you speak on the law. Everybody wanna taste of this any sauce. When Stacks got the facts, you don't hear nothing false. Throw them all on the boat, start shipping them off. E&E, get gratuity for tipping them off. Find them in the West Wing, start clipping them off. Let Stacks hold them up while I finish them off. I'm so nauseous, man, I'm sick by default. It's that Ocean 6, that Bellagio vault. Man, we killing everything like a British assault. And if they sick of these kids, we the illest of dogs. All these hating cats is fraud, filled with jealousy. Another beat murder, they charging me with accessory. Got to cook, got the ingredients and the recipe. Pardon me, I'm still smoking on hydrotherapy. Literally, still getting paper with the printer off. Y'all still don't got no bark, that's a winter call. So fuck y'all, get a permanent flick off. Don't speak to me for less than $250, that's a rip off. Gotta know your next move before you speak to a boss. Gotta respect the dead before you speak on the law. Everybody wanna taste of this E&E sauce. When Stacks got the facts, you don't hear nothing false. Gotta know your next move before you speak to a boss. Gotta respect the dead before you speak on the laws. Everybody wanna taste of this E&E sauce. When Stacks got the facts, you don't hear nothing false.
But I, being poor, have only my dreams. I've spread my dreams under your feet. Tread softly, because you tread on my dreams. I assume you dream.